sometimes I sort of feel like a mole, each day burrowing in, infiltrating these different hotels, eating my breakfast, and then I take this bounty with me and crawl back to my van where I betray it to another allegiance, which is not the allegiance to breakfast, but the allegiance to the remainder of my meals. I betray in some ways the complimentary breakfast club, that oath of solidarity between residents of the hotel, which I pretend to be a part of, and then I go off and I'm the individual. I'm cooking my own meal, I'm autonomous again, and I'm within my own space. So today I'm going to be preparing this turkey sausage, which I got from the Hampton Inn, and it's been in the fridge for a bit, but it's not particularly pretty. However, turkeys aren't all that pretty, so in some ways I'm closer to nature within this context. I'm really going to add a lot of hot sauce, and that's going to form the base of my overall sauce. And this will be kind of like a blend of peppers. Because when I walk away from the complimentary breakfast, most of the time what you can get is hot sauce and ketchup, and it's like a pretty kind of basic homogeneous flavor. So it's a challenge to try to formulate or glean that information as the mole that can be used to make a savory dinner for yourself. Especially when, in the end, the things that you can take, like hot sauce, it doesn't have a huge amount of substance to it. You put that on anything, it kind of tastes like hot sauce. So I'm constantly on the lookout for some sort of more exotic way to approach and manipulate these ingredients. When thinking about the mole in the context of food, I was reminded of this situation when I was younger. This gourmet burger place opened up, and we're talking about it, me and my family, and I said, oh, I was walking by that gourmet burger place, and they have a mole burger, which to anyone, yeah, that sounds absolutely insane. And my mom goes, oh, it was probably mole burger. And so, of course, I didn't know what mole was, but it is spelt the same as mole, just with a slight accent. And that's a very significant accent, because it's similar to the pronunciation of Nestle. And the typical thing that people often associate with mole is the inclusion of chocolate. So I'm going to be using a Nestle Hot Cocoa mix and adding that to add an exotic accent to my meal. While that's reducing, I'm going to cook the grits. Instant grits often are, if not the only starch, beyond if you were to take a bread and say, oh, here's my starch. Instant grits are the only thing that is kind of the starch, the base, that you can get from a complimentary breakfast that isn't sweetened. Today I'm just going to be using the original grits because I believe the sauce is going to have a fair bit of flavor on its own. I do also have these country bacon grits with imitation bacon bits in them and artificial flavors, as well as cheddar cheese flavored grits. I know there's also the butter flavored grits, and I suspect that is an imitation butter as well. And it is very regional. I mainly was able to pick up grits in the South, and it's like the replacement for oatmeal in the South. The oatmeal stations at the complimentary breakfast are really quite interesting at this point. So a mole will also typically include a dried fruit or some sort of fruit, as well as nuts. So I have these slivered almonds as well as dried raisins, which I will be adding to the sauce as well. And there you have it. We have our turkey sausage, slow cooked with a blend of hot sauces. textured with dry, dark sweetness of raisins as well as slivered almonds. And then finally, that exotic influence of Nestle dark chocolate, hot chocolate mix. And I am enjoying this mole in two different situations. I also have it in taco form. I've garnished it with a nice bit of lemon juice from a package which hotels provide in their tea, coffee section. In many ways it actually seems fitting. It's like Nestle and mole exist within a sort of similar phonic universe. I have to pronounce them in a way that will fit my new context. Just like the story I told about my mispronunciation of mole and thinking it was a mole burger. Pronouncing Nestle as something else transforms its nature and transforms what you can accomplish. Re-envisioning what a hot chocolate mix can be, transforming it into not just something that you nestle in and enjoy as a sweet beverage, but as an exotic addition that is somewhat mysterious, somewhat subversive, almost like a mole within the context of a savory dish. So once again, I walk away with my fist in the air, just hoping they forget about me.